Pulp Culture Podcast, your weekly dose of all things pop culture. I'm Nath.
I'm MJ.
Oh,
and I'm Benji.
And Benji. We've got Benji in the house. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, audience.
It's about freaking time.
It's a nice welcome. So probably our number one ticket Pulp Nation holder, I would say, is Benji Bajorek. So we thought might as well get him on the show.
The OG.
And be done with it because he keeps hassling us. He's writing his daily letters. It's like out of the Shawshank Redemption, really, isn't it? Where he wrote a letter every day until he got his library. Benji's kind of like writing a letter every day until he got on the show. So
yeah,
I still haven't seen Shawshank, so I don't understand.
I'm actually jealous. Like, you get to experience it for the first time. That's so amazing.
My brother-in-law's lent it to me on DVD. I've got it sitting in the lounge room, but I still haven't watched it.
Yeah,
that's one we watched as a family. I think like it would always be on TV, no matter what point we caught it. We would just watch it from until the end, and I've seen it 1,000 times. And there's moments in that movie that I should not have watched as a kid.
Oh, definitely,
my family.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, for sure. But it's a Stephen King film, and Benji's a massive King fan, so we look forward to talking all things King if we get the opportunity tonight. But thanks for your company, everyone. This is episode 40, so thought we'd do a bit of an anniversary edition and have Benji on for the ride. So strap in, enjoy, and let's get into the zest.
What's been happening?
Oh, sorry. I was just ruffling my papers for the news.
Yeah, you almost
I'm a listener and a watcher, so all this is new to me. It's exciting.
He's
I'm not even a listener.
long time listener, first time caller, huh?
Yeah.
So I love that. Mr.
You think your audio's dropped out, Nath?
We can handle this.
We can. It's I actually like it better. No, it's still nice. I mean, it's still not there.
What do we do without the weird files?
We'll have a really nice time.
Yes, no?
Yes, there you are.
There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, Mr. Trailers.
Yeah.
What we got?
No, I got nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing this week?
No. I haven't written anything down. I've got if there's trailers, I haven't got them written down. So have you got some?
Yeah, so the one that I thought was noteworthy, and not sure if you've seen it, Benji, which was the trailer for the only living pickpocketer in New York.
No, I haven't even heard of it.
John Turturro in it.
You sent this to me.
Yeah, I did share it with you.
I think I watched about half of it.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. Actually, it's John Turturro, who's a seasoned pickpocketer, and obviously that's how he makes a living. And accidentally pickpockets the wrong person who happens to be organized crime, and he has to redeem himself with them by doing a couple of jobs, but at the same time trying to sort of escape the firm grasp of the mob. So this one kind of intrigued me. I mean, I always like a good heist. We spoke about this last week on the show, and love a good scam. So that's is
what
right
I thought it was.
alley.
I thought it was an idea for the scam files. I think that was why I stopped watching it. I was like, I don't know why he's sending this to me.
So yeah, but I mean, John Turturro is a great actor anyway. He we've seen him most recently in the in Severance.
Yeah.
But he's always good value in anything he does. I mean, I loved him when he was in the Big Lebowski. Probably probably one of my favorite performances of his of all time. So
He was in Matt
Jesus.
Reeves, the Batman, relatively.
Matt
recently.
Reeves, the Batman. That's right, he is too.
And of course, Adam Sandler's Mr. Deeds.
Oh, Mr. Deeds at the Butler.
That was my introduction to John Turturro.
Yeah.
Not a bad one.
So yeah, really good value there from him. So looking forward to that one.
It is.
It is.
He is one of those guys that always it's always good when he shows up in something. I saw him in there was an HBO show a few years ago, which was the first time I saw Riz Ahmed, who we know from Rogue One, and he's going to be in the Tom Cruise movie that's coming out soon. The name of which Digger. Digger.
Oh, Digger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to be in that. But there was an HBO show called The Night Of, and John Turturro was in that.
I remember that. Yes.
And that was
about a crime that was committed, and it was like the whole process.
Yeah, it was like a date night murder, and he played a sort of public defender or something like that, and had a lot more screen time than he usually sometimes gets in projects. And I remember he was excellent in that. Yeah.
The only other one which is 100% newsworthy, and I really don't understand why you didn't talk about this trailer. It's the
I'm sure I'll be able to explain.
Transformers the movie 40th edition, 40th anniversary edition has been released in celebration of the 40th anniversary coming up.
That is exciting.
40th episode of this podcast.
Yeah, that's right. So nicely timed. Thank you very much. Absolutely. So the trailer actually says that it's got an additional ending to the actual film. So have you seen
that it had extra stuff?
Movie, Benji?
No, Transformers and G.I. Joe are just two things I've never been on my radar. I remember I saw the Michael Bay movies because I was 17 or 18 when it came out, and I loved the soundtrack, but then I kind of stopped with those. But no, and I know I'm missing out. I'll get to it. I'll watch it when MJ watches Shawshank.
Okay. That'll be sooner than you think. Honestly, it really will be sooner than you think.
Yeah,
it will be showing at the Astor Theatre, and I think they're running it for a whole entire week.
It's getting the special treatment that they give really big anniversary releases. I'm sure they'll get big crowds every night. I will try and get there.
I will be there.
It's not far from me. So
I'm definitely going to go. So
I've got to have a look at what dates it's on and try and work out which day I can go. But I'd love to see it on the big screen because
it'd be fantastic.
I know I've seen it once, but it's one that I barely remember seeing. So I think it'll be like watching it for the first time.
It's funny though because that animation it was done by I think it was done by Sunbow, who had done the actual animated series, and they obviously spent a lot of time on it. I think that they did it 2 years, and it still holds up as an animated film. It still really holds up with it's just with its mapping and its backgrounds and it really, I mean, it's kind of in that same, I would put it in that same class as Akira, like where you watch Akira and you go, this could very well have been done now. And so I kind of hold it in that same category.
Yeah. The animation looks it looks dated, but not in a necessarily negative way.
No.
Like I think it looks dated in that it's of its time, but I have to admit the trailer looks really impressive. Like I should have made a note of that one. I do feel a bit bad about that.
Yeah, shame on you should. You should.
Not really bad, but just a little bit bad. But no, the trailer does look amazing, and as I say, I'd love to see it on the big screen at the Astor because I think that'd be great. And as I've said here in the past, one of the best things about seeing something at the Astor is that you're going to be seeing it amongst real diehards and enthusiasts, which always adds to the experience. So we'll have to work out when we're going to go.
Well, talking about trailers, Big Trouble in Little China is coming up too for at the Astor as well. So looking forward to that. So I'll be spending some time at the Astor in the next couple of months, I would say. So because that's coming up to its anniversary as well. So yeah.
Oh, count me in.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, let's get my people to talk to your people, and your people talk to Benji's people, and let's get this sorted. So I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Get our grown-ups to organise it.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds great. This is really exciting news. This has sort of come off just off the wire in the last 24 hours, which is Kevin Smith is bringing Marvel and Star Wars together for a limited.
I had this one. I had this one written down. I wanted to talk about this.
Yeah. So it's going to be a 5-part limited series in January. I think it's in January 2027.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And art by David Marquez. So this is exciting. This is we've talked about this before, right, MJ? Where we said that when Marvel, anything's possible when they have all these properties. So what's your thoughts?
You say possible, I say inevitable.
Yeah, well, half full, half empty, right?
I shouldn't be such a smart ass about it, but I do have mixed feelings about this one. I think when I heard it announced, I thought, well, it was going to happen eventually, wasn't it? And it was. I don't know how I feel about Kevin Smith being the writer of it. It doesn't fill me with confidence. Nothing against Kevin Smith, but I was worried that when this happened, it was going to be the sort of thing that they would kind of take the piss out of each property and the interaction between each property. And the fact that Kevin Smith's writing it pretty much confirms that that's the case for me. I'm excited that David Marquez is drawing it. I do like David Marquez's art. I've enjoyed everything that I've seen David Marquez do. He's one of my favorites. But
what's your thoughts, Benji? What's your take on this?
Same. So as I was mentioning pre-record, this is one of the news items that I had to think of some glass half empty things. I wasn't excited. I think mainly because my feelings towards Marvel at the moment aren't very positive in general. And this just feels like another cash grab, which is it's going to sell. It's also, I made the joke that it's 5 issues because if it was 6, they would still cancel it at 5 anyway. But the same thing with
that's a good call. That's a fair call. That's a fair call.
The same thing with Kevin Smith. It's funny. Like I loved him for the longest time, and then I kind of dropped. Even with Smodcast, I listened to it for so long, and he's both the reason I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm also happy for him because I know he's such a fan. I know this would be the dream job. Like this is something he would have been thinking about for years, like so many fans. But I just haven't enjoyed anything he's written, produced, directed since Clerks 2.
Have either of you seen the most recent of the Master of the Universe animated series that he wrote?
Oh, the Netflix one.
Yeah.
I watched a few episodes.
Yeah. So I mean, he had a very strong hand in that, and I as a loyalist to the Motu property, I felt that he did a really good job. He was very loyal to the brand, and if anything, I think he gave a lot of fanfare. During those 3 limited series that they sort of did. So I kind of look at it and go, okay, well, he is a fan of Star Wars, and he is a Marvel fan because he did write for was Daredevil, wasn't it, for a while, and he's done some other books, but. So I'm kind of looking at it from that lens. Look, I'm not a huge Kevin Smith fan when it comes to his other films. It's just not my bag. But from stuff that he's done that that I have been entertained by, I'm hoping that maybe it can be seen through that lens as well. That he will be loyal to the properties, and maybe he's got a really good idea. We've seen Star Trek do crossovers with Marvel before, and it's been very successful. And Trekkies are just as loyalists as Whovians are, as Star Wars fans are. So look, that's kind of how I feel at the moment about it.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually talking about that with Steph at All Star today, because we both had similar feelings. But then I remembered that one of the first comics I ever read as a little kid was just picked up secondhand somewhere, was the Star Trek X-Men crossover by Scott Lobdell and Mark Silvestri.
Mark Silvestri did it, yeah.
Billy Tan was in there, a few, like all the 90s big names. And I remember thinking, because that was around the time as well that what's the one where Picard and Kirk meet? Is it not First Contact? That's
Generations.
I remember seeing that, and that just being, as a kid, just like, what? Like the two guys are meeting, and then seeing that crossover with X-Men. So again, getting rid of bitter old Benji, like some kid will pick up this comic and it'll be their first comic, and it'll be, maybe they're a Star Wars fan, it's their introduction to Marvel characters. Maybe they're a Marvel fan, it's their introduction to Star Wars.
I suppose the thing that I think the thing that's intriguing is, how are these two properties going to collide? Like, how do they write Marvel characters into a Star Wars universe, or vice versa? Without and that's I think that's the thing that I'm finding the interesting part.
Did you guys read the Hickman Avengers versus Aliens series?
I've got it, but I haven't read it yet. No,
that's where I'm at with it. Like, Hickman always sort of goes big with all his stuff, and that book didn't read like a cash grab crossover. He approached that as like a sci-fi comic set in the Marvel universe that happens to feature the aliens, xenomorphs, and the Prometheus, all of those things. And it's with Esad Ribic on art, it's just such an amazing book. But you've got Kevin Smith, who just can't help but be tongue-in-cheek and self-referential. And I just would love it because I don't know if you guys are rereading the JLA Avengers reprints that are coming out at the moment. But that's sort of, I haven't read those since 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. And I'm reading them at the moment, and it's been, it is a crossover, but it's just being handled as a good story. Same as the X-Men Teen Titans crossover. So I'm just hoping that he can put aside his comedy roots and just kind of treat this as a good story instead of it really will be interesting to see how they merge those. But nonetheless, that'll be out at the start of next year. I'm sure the blind bags will be going berserk. And hopefully we'll get some really good covers, all 250 of them. So I'm sure that'll be really exciting, and MJ will be getting all 50 of the Star Wars ones. So sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll only buy it if Frank Miller does a variant. Otherwise, I'm out.
Well, talking about covers, I'm not too sure if you saw this in the news. With old mate, friend of the show, Rob Liefeld, was on a podcast about Absolute Batman, and he said that he will never ever do a cover for Absolute Batman. He thinks it's a sellout. So, which is really, I think he's a little bit bitter and twisted that nobody's asked him to do a cover.
I was going to say, tell me no one's asked you without telling me, Rob.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, it'd be right up his alley because, Batman's so swole, right? And he's got a tiny head. So, all he could just really recreate his whole Captain America scene. So, it probably wouldn't look so
I'd be tempted to buy that one.
Yeah,
if he did it with the swole Captain America chest.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this week's issue of Absolute Batman, and you can't see his feet, so that would be right up his alley as well.
Oh, there you go. It's smoke or is it rock?
It's water. It's water. Yeah.
Oh, it's water, right? Well, that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
When in doubt, just cover it up. So that's the Liefeld way. So, but yeah, interestingly enough. One other thing I just wanted to talk about really quickly about Marvel is that they've announced their own compact comics that they'll be releasing. Have you got this on your list, MJ?
It is on my list, yeah. They're releasing reproductions of the Ultimate lines, I think.
Four of the Ultimate lines. So
so to launch the initiative, that's what they're starting with, and I have to admit, I've had quite a few people asking about them in the shop and wanting to place orders. So there's obviously something there.
Well, they're price pointing them at what, $9.99 US. So is that the same as the DC compact comic pricing?
Have any handy at the moment, but I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So what's that? So what are the compact comics going for in the store at All Star? They're about what, $15-$16?
It's like $18.95 or something like that.
$18.95. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So that sounds about right with conversion and all the rest of it that comes along with it. So
I mean, it's better than their first attempt. Those cover designs weren't very reader friendly. They weren't very exciting. Just the white background with the red banner at the bottom, and they were priced higher than the DC ones. And Oh no, we've lost MJ.
We've lost MJ, but that's no loss. We'll keep going, and MJ will. He'll come back in a sec after he's unfrozen. So have you been getting the compact comics at all?
No, I mainly because they're putting out books that I've already got the full size one. The only one that I did buy is Dark Knight Returns because I buy every edition of that. Because I'm an idiot. Yeah. But I do like it. I love the paper they're printed on. It's again Marvel playing catch up and finally doing this proper with exciting cover designs. I saw because I know they've announced the Ultimate line, but I did see a Miles Morales one as well that I think was part of the Bendis run. So and it's got a really exciting new cover design. So anything to get readers make it interesting, make it affordable.
Yeah, and I mean I love this initiative. I think it's great. We've talked on the show before about compact comics, and we think that it's a great idea. It's definitely sitting sort of in that sort of pocket now where manga is such a popular medium. And I remember having a conversation with a great artist and friend of mine, Matt Kime, quite a number of years ago now, and he said, what do you think about the idea of doing a manga-sized comic? And I said, well, that's interesting. And, nothing ever sort of came of it. And I kind of toyed with the idea for my own books. And then sure enough, DC announced their compact comics, which is kind of in that same wheelhouse and size. So I think
it's been done before, right? Like Marvel kind of already did it with their digest size. I always remember the Runaways series.
That's true.
Brian K. Vaughan's Runaway series with digest size. Yep. And then you've got the Archie digest. Like this has been something that's been done forever. So it's good that it's back.
I think it's the best thing about it is the price. Like the number of times that I have people come into the shop and they'll walk up with two compacts, and then we've got them displayed as you guys would have seen, sort of along the front of the counter. The number of times that people will then add a third one or a fourth one. The thought that someone's walking out with in one hand, maybe Watchmen, The Long Halloween, and All-Star Superman or something.
Our boy Nightwing
to me. Yeah, our boy Nightwing. The fact that people are walking out with a fistful of those stories, when they're just looking to get into comics, is so exciting to me. And to be able to do that with some of the iconic Marvel stories, I'm really pumped up about it. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, absolutely, totally. MJ, what news have you got for us on your list?
I only had one quick thing written down. I think I might be the only one of the lot of us that's watched it, so I'll just mention it quickly. But the Disney Plus TV show Artful Dodger has just had finished season 2, and they've just started shooting season 3.
Now it's fine. Is this the final season? Is that right?
It's the final season, yeah. But there was no the way season 2 finished up. There was no guarantee that there was going to be a third one. There were some cliffhangers, but if that was where they left it, it would have been fine. But I'm really excited that they're making a third and final series. I do love when a show is able to wrap up on its own terms rather than just sort of falling off. So I'm really excited about that for a number of reasons. Most significantly, perhaps that it just because it's a local production, it's all being made in Sydney with local crews, and I'm really, really pumped about that. So that was the only other thing that I had written down. Yeah,
no, Benji, I know this is going to be news to your heart, and nearest and dearest is that thanks to Dark Horse Comics and Mike Mignola, Hellboy is going back to hell in a new series. Did you hear about this?
No, I've never actually read a Hellboy comic.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
No, I would have thought this was right up your alley, man.
No, there's something about Mike Mignola. Like it's
really
almost
okay.
Like that along with Sandman. There's a few just worlds in comics where I've just tried and haven't bothered or wasn't interested. And this is just a real blind spot for me.
Yeah,
we've all got gaps.
That's a crash and burn for me. So, anyway,
you read read your Wikipedia rage wrong.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Hellboy in Hell Parade of Horrors is due out December 16th. So, for Hellboy fans, get excited about that one. It'll be nice to see what happens. The Hellboy in Hell was kind of a bit of a fun ride. It'll be interesting to see how that sort of turns around. The only other news that I had is that The Simpsons is looking to wind up at season 40. So 40 is definitely the number of tonight's show. So that'll be the 40th season that they're looking to wrap up in 2029, I believe. Nancy Cartwright was on a podcast just this past week, and there was just talk about it, and she just happened to mention it in passing. And I would say that that's probably around about the same time as contracts are, up for renewal. They're probably the highest paid voice actors in the history of all animation. So, and to be honest, like The Simpsons is probably getting to a point where it's probably good to retire for a little bit and allow fresh blood to come in and sort of, re-energize it later on down the track. Are you a fan of Simpsons, Benji?
Oh, of course, yeah. I know. I can't have a conversation without referencing it. But similar, maybe to you guys, up to probably season 12 or 14 or something like that, and then it dropped off, and then it surprises me it's still going. I don't know. Like when free-to-air TV was a sort of appointment television, I understood it, and it was a thing that was, after the news or whatever. But I've never heard anyone younger talking about it, so I'm always curious who's watching it.
Yeah, it's really interesting because back in the day, I mean, MJ and I would be, I mean, it wouldn't be a day without a Simpsons quote, right? And it was just a thing that you wodo. And I mean, I still, does someone say steak? So it's definite. If somebody says, "Oh, what do you want for dinner?" and I'll say, "Did someone say steak?" So that's there. We went to a Chinese restaurant to pick up our food last night, and they just happened to have lobsters in the tank. And my 18-year-old son, he said, "What was the lobster's name again?" And so then we recited the Homer eating Benji. So look, I mean, it's a staple in pop culture. It's probably on the plate of most fans, when it comes to quotes. But I think you're right, Benji. I think with The Simpsons, it's kind of. I mean, I've really tried to keep up to date with those episodes, and it's kind of a bit of a hit and miss. Back in the day, it was just hit after hit after hit. There was just no momentum of slowing down when it came to classic episodes. But these ones just feel a little bit too topical, a little bit too all the characters are so exaggerated now that I think that it's just
too woke for you, Nath.
What's that? It just I don't know if woke's the right word for it. I think it's just gone. I think it's just past its use by date, right?
Well, it's
I won't put wokes in your mouth.
Was
that a joke?
It was an attempt at a joke.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you got.
I haven't spoken for a while, so I'm a bit rusty. It's no, the Simpsons is one that, like, since it's all been put on Disney Plus with streaming, like, I actually do watch an episode every once in a while. Although some of them sort of are a bit, old-fashioned and pedestrian, they do have some real gems. Like, there's been a few episodes that I've watched where they take some creative swings these days, where they're actually quite good. Like, I'm not in any way going to say it's the same as it was back in the day, but they do still sort of experiment with some interesting creative devices. I'm excited that it's going to get to finish because I think it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think it reminds me of when the Simpsons movie came out, and the Simpsons movie, I think we'll agree, was pretty fantastic. They really capitalized on that format, and I'm excited to see what they might do with the opportunity to finish things off, not just with a final episode, but perhaps with a final season.
We've got a movie. We've still got a movie that's coming out. Is it next year or the year after? So
I'm not sure. Yeah.
So we've got
I'm excited about that too.
Yeah,
and I don't see why the Simpsons, even if the TV show itself wraps up, I don't see why the franchise has to wrap up. The shorts that they've been putting out, particularly again since they've been on streaming, I think have been great. And so if we keep getting Simpsons in that form in perpetuity, then I think that's fine too. It's not like we're short of episodes to watch.
No, definitely not. And I mean, you look at something like Family Guy, for instance. I mean, they've had plenty of spin-offs on their shows. Rick and Morty have just had a spin-off on theirs with President whatever his name is. So they can do spin-offs. It wouldn't be too far left of center. I'd love that. What's that Quimby and Homer episode where they're Miami Vice? What was that? I'd love that. That would be the spin-off show that I want to see. So
you would love that.
I would absolutely love that. So that'd be wild. Where they're on the couch, they're riding the couch down the road and having the car chase scene. So that would be right up my alley. So absolutely.
Could you name a favorite episode? I mean, there's so many, but like, is there one that comes to mind?
You know what? The one that comes to mind is probably for me the Rosebud episode, Burns's bear, because there's so many throwaway lines in that one. Probably more than I can think of any other episode. That's probably one of my favorite. 64 slices of American cheese. Every time I take the cheese out, that's the first thing that comes to mind. So, what about you, Benji?
Oh, Cape Fear, always.
That's a good one.
That was one my video shop, my local Blockbuster had that on tape, and my sister and I would rent it and just watch it again and again. And just, when I step on your foot and say, hello, Mr. Thompson, just every time. And the rakes.
He's talking to you.
And Sideshow Bob stepping on the rakes just is never not funny. I laugh about it, thinking about it every time I think about it. Like, it's just how good is that?
Yeah. What about you,
I laugh about it every time I use a rake.
I've actually posted that I actually did have Sideshow Bob once. So, 100%. And that was the first thing I thought of. So, classic episodes like that live rent free in your mind. So, what about you, MJ? What would be one of your faves that you can sort of think off the top of your head?
Yeah, I'm struggling to think. A lot of the the Halloween episodes.
Treehouse of Horrors.
Treehouse of Horrors are coming to mind. Like I've always loved, Quoth the Raven, the Edgar Allan Poe
Nevermore.
segment.
Nevermore.
Yeah. I still adore that. I've always enjoyed some of the moments when the Simpsons have really hit you in the heartstrings too. Like there's the episode where Bart steals the video game and Marge is so disappointed in him.
Yes.
I just think it's some of the most moving television I've ever seen. It gets me right in the feels.
The do it for her episode.
Yes, yeah.
That's another great one, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many. There's so many.
They were sort of doing those Pixar moments before Pixar, I think.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
It's almost similar to how, it's because the show they were trailblazers in the sense, like, because then Family Guy comes into the picture, and I remember that sort of taking the place of Simpsons for me. And then after that, South Park just keeps going. You've got Rick and Morty, and they're doing what the Simpsons did, but differently. And so it is hard to sort of go back, and they're competing with each other. Well, not competing, but they're watching these other new, young, fresh-blooded people make new shows and probably trying to keep up. So,
well, see, my elevation from the Simpsons was Bob's Burgers. So when Bob's Burgers came out, that was it. It was hard to compare the two together because Bob's Burgers is still in that sort of infant stage. I mean, they're up to season 16, but everything's still really fresh. There's nothing that's like their burgers, it's all fresh. So, that's
all that coming.
There you go. Thank you.
Thanks, Dad.
The burgers are better at Bob's. So, there you go. Anyway, have you got any news, Benji? Because we go off the rails pretty quickly and easily here.
No, that's all right. I did have one, and I swear I do like things other than Frank Miller, but
okay.
The only piece of news I have is that so in 2024 there was the premiere of the documentary on his life and career, American Genius, and I have been hanging for it to get an actual wide release ever since then, but it only had screenings in New York and things like that. And it's finally, as of today, in fact, I'll probably watch it as soon as we're done. It's made available to rent and buy digitally on Amazon. So I'm really excited to watch that. Yeah.
That's awesome. And
having just read his...
Is it feature length? Is it feature length?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure there'll be there's interviews with everybody, he's worked with both in comics and cinema. And having just finished reading his book, it'd be exciting to see, what carries over, what might be different. I'm really excited for that. So that can be.
I saw that was out, and I thought of you automatically, Benji. So
absolutely the same.
We'll have to have you back on, and you can give us a review.
Yeah. And Peach Momoko did a brand new poster for it too, which is exciting.
Oh, really? Beautiful. Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's so cool. So if we don't have any extra news, MJ, we should probably get into your favorite segment on this show, which we know you.
It's easily the worst thing about this YouTube age is that hands graphic, especially since when you told me that they're your hands, that just made it so much worse.
They really aren't my hands, but I just love to creep you out. So I
just get Titanic vibes from that.
It's awful. Yeah, and now Benji's just made it worse.
So we've got something really exciting to announce before we get into our normal weird files.
This is the last one.
We've gone viral. We for the first time in 40 episodes, we've gone 100% viral. We've had over
infections 10, will do that.
10,000 people have viewed our video for last week's weird files. We've had over hundreds of comments. We've had hundreds of reshares. We've had it's just been an absolute multitude of people congratulating Granny on her illegal casino. It's been a phenomenal community to be amongst over the last week, and just watching the numbers just continue. And as we speak, even as we've continued to put out new posts, this one just seems to keep going and going and going. So
who knew there were so many scam fans out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I thought I'd just ride this gravy train and bring us another Granny Weird Files. But before I do that, also MJ, we ran a poll and to see, because you wanted to see if we should change it from the Weird Files to the Scam Files. And it was very clear that it was a 70% no, and a 30% yes. So we're gonna keep with what the Pulp Nation wants, which is to
the listener has spoken.
Well, that's right. So who are we to argue with the Pulp Nation? So but anyway, let's get into it. Tennessee woman, Granny, 88, caught sneaking a full roast dinner into the movies in her purse. The 88 retiree, who was a school cook, was escorted out of a movie theater Saturday evening after allegedly unwrapping an entire roast chicken dinner from inside her handbag during the previews. So she's obviously starting early so that way nobody complains during the film. Staff at the cinema theater noticed that she carried in a foil tray holding an entire roast chicken, 14 roasted potatoes, and a portion of glazed carrots that she had cooked that afternoon. She allegedly lined the inside of a $30 black leather purse with 2 layers of foil and a folded dish towel in order to keep the travel level. The employees say that she brought a real metal dinner fork, a cloth napkin, and a small plastic container of gravy sealed shut with a rubber band. Witnesses say that the smell reached row F within 4 minutes, and that at least 3 people turned around in their seats before the film began. That'd probably be me. I'd be like, what's that smell? Where's that coming from? I'd be interested in that one for sure. When approached by a young usher, she allegedly offered him a potato on her fork and asked whether he had eaten anything yet that evening. That's like true granny fashion, come on, eat. Roughly 40 moviegoers watched her pack the tray back up, and 2 reportedly applauded her when she finished folding her napkin. The officer who attended the scene said that she was gracious about the entire thing. And as a 17-year veteran of the department, the tray was still warm when she carried it out. So she paid $14 for a ticket, and she had a free meal.
What was the movie?
There you go. No, nothing there. So
I hope it was The Revenant or something.
I think it was Ratatouille.
I'm just confused by officer. That doesn't really seem like a police incident.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had to escort her out of the cinema, so I'm guessing that she wasn't prepared to leave until such time as she'd finished her roast dinner, and so she essentially went for a dinner and a movie, right? So
that woman is a monster.
No. I mean, it's better behavior than I got at my Spider-Man screening, so I'd take it for a dinner over what I got.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hot take from you. Like you're going to set the internet on fire for roasting our granny.
Yeah.
So it's.
I'm sorry, anyway. Sorry, Benji. I'm sorry, listeners, and I'm sorry, viewers.
Yeah, we're not sorry at all, but we hope you enjoyed
good
that
form tonight.
I'm on, and I'll be here all week. So tip your waiters. But if you've got a weird files, we'd love for you to come to the party and let us know. You can hit us up on our socials under Pulp Culture Pod. You look like you're rising to the challenge there, MJ. Is that right? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to bring us a weird files next week, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sure. All right. Let's see if it goes viral.
Let's create one. Let's be the weird files.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Yeah, I'm just gonna make one up.
ChatGPT.
Challenge accepted.
Well, you've witnessed it in real life now, Benji. I hope you've enjoyed.
I kind of assumed that ChatGPT is where you're getting them all from in the first place.
It really isn't. I scour the internet, sometimes the dark web. So
scour harder.
Oh,
I'm sure I'm sure when in doubt, just Google Miami and you'll get the
Florida Man. That's
Florida
all you have
Man.
to put
That's
in.
the one.
Yeah, Florida Man.
Florida
that's all you
Man.
have to put in.
Old white lady arrested.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Granny arrested, and you're there, right? So I've just given away all my prompts to find source material. But anyway, we'd love to hear if you've got a weird files. Let us know. Let's go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
An ancient evil has returned, greater than any the world has ever known. 60 years ago, I tried to destroy the world. They're back. On April 2nd, a secret government agency will be called upon, Hellboy, to stand against them. Destroy them.
You should be running.
Hellboy.
Skip to the end. How do I kill it?
PG-13.
Well, there you go. Hellboy.
Good movies.
13.
Good movies, those.
I loved it.
Yeah, I like both of them.
Movie.
I like both of those first Hellboy movies.
Yeah. Did you enjoy those, Benji?
Funnily enough, the movies, yes. The comics, no. Especially the second one with the, I think as well because Guillermo del Toro sort of made it his own with the whole fantasy elf element. That wasn't something Mignola had in the comics, and you could tell del Toro was having fun with that one. So I think it was because it was more him.
And you know who the villain was in that? Just out of some trivia to that, did you know who the villain is in that? One of the whitehead guy. The whitehead guy.
Yeah, I want to say it's the. You tell me because I'll get it wrong.
So it's one of the twins from the UK band Bros. Luke Goss is the villain. So yeah, he sort of did a bit of a pivot in his career after that was all over, and he was a martial artist, and yeah, he's got lots of work. Usually B grade, but this is probably one of his biggest films that he was in.
His music was B grade too.
Oh, well, you can't say that you can't sing that song "When Will I Be Famous" anymore. So he's living off the royals, that's for sure. Of that.
Have you ever made a music reference that wasn't really old?
Oh, jeez, Wiz. Jeez,
that's a big fat no.
I'm going to have to get a sound effect for being kicked.
So what are we moving? What are we moving on to?
Well, maybe let's get into The Tomb. Righty, we're back.
What do we got?
For another week with some information, some news that's fit to print or fit to tell or fit to listen to. Spit it out,
Gramps.
Whatever. Look, some great news. Arnold Vosloo will be returning as Imhotep, which is the main mummy himself. So he has officially signed his contract and is joining the cast, which is fantastic to hear.
Everybody's back.
So everybody's back by the looks of it now. So I'm still interested to know how they're going to bring Benny back in this whole sort of
because Benny's back, isn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, we've talked about this in a prior episode that I think it's because we actually didn't see him die. We just saw that the lights go out and he screamed. I think that's maybe he's always been just hanging out for the last 20 years underneath in the tomb. So anyway, the other piece of news which was worth mentioning, and it's thanks to producer Kim. She sent this through to me, which is a friend of the show, Oded Fair, has revealed his traditional Magi face tattoos in a post on Instagram. So and you know what? He looks just as good as he did back then. So I'm really excited to see him back on. And he did post a photo of him on a horse. I hope that was real and it AI, but yeah, he was up there doing the Hi Ho Silver. So you know, I'm really excited.
Yeah, no, can't wait. I'm really excited about the number of members of the cast that they've got back.
Yeah, it gives you
They've
faith.
got back. Yeah, but they've got back people like Benny, who they probably could have made the film without. But the fact that they've got them back in the fold again is really exciting.
Yeah, totally agree. All right, well, let's get into let's mix it up. Let's get into the review. All right, guests go first. What have you been watching, Benji?
Oh, I got a bit. I'll start with the old stuff. I've just fallen down a bit of a Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin rabbit hole recently. I jumped on Stargate because I hadn't watched that in a long time and loved it. It holds up so well. And it's one of these ones that doesn't really get talked about as much. And then that caused me to revisit the SG-1 pilot, which did not, unfortunately, hold up very well.
you know what surprised me, because it's on Netflix now, right? Isn't it? It's at Netflix showing the series. And I rewatched the pilot. I forgot the full frontal nudity in the pilot.
Yeah,
it caught me by surprise. I don't remember that.
Because the tone of the rest of it is so, PG TV. I remember watching it with my family because they were excited because MacGyver was back on TV, So that was awkward.
So
I don't think I've seen that.
So just to catch up, MJ, it's a scene where Shari, who is Daniel Jackson's wife, she gets taken by the Goa'uld, and they to make her possessed, they sort of take off her robe, and it's full frontal nudity. And I was like, holy cow, I don't remember this scene at all. So I don't know whether that was taken out for TV, and then they've just sort of put it back in as its original format. I'm not too sure, but that was definitely a surprise. But those Dean Devlin, Roland Emmerich films are classic, aren't they?
Yeah, and I revisited Independence Day, and I've got the Blu-ray has the sort of extended cut, which has the integral to the plots subplot of Randy Quaid's son needing medicine, which then quickly gets wrapped up halfway through the movie and is never brought up again. But I had so much fun watching it, and that speech, the Bill Pullman speech, just still gets you all charged up, and everyone in that is so good. But then in terms of what I'm watching that's new, I finally started Ninth Jedi, the new series. Call. I was very excited for that. I'm halfway through. I'm pacing it out because I didn't know, you can't keep up with Disney anymore. Sometimes they drop one episode, sometimes they drop more. So I was planning on pacing it out and still ended up watching 5 episodes in a row because I was loving it so much. It just kept getting better and better. Are you guys watching it or have watched it? Oh, Nath, you've dropped out again.
I'll take this one up while Nath gets his sound back. But I've started watching it. I've only watched the first episode and then subsequently had a really busy week. But I'm kind of wanting to savor this one. I don't mind that they drop them all at once, but it's not the sort of thing that I like to rush through too much. So I'll probably watch an episode every few days once I get an opportunity. But you're right; it's a beautiful looking show, and I love the concepts around the Force and lightsabers and stuff that they're dealing with in this one too. It's really, really fun.
Yeah.
Am I back on, or can you hear me now? Yeah, perfect. Good. Yep.
I found the lightsaber battles, like normally the fight scenes and things are the things that that's where I check out. I'm like, here we go, punch, whatever. Yeah. But the animation in the lightsaber battles it's so exciting. Like I'm watching it, this looks so good. And especially in a time where, there's lots of talk of animation being cheaper. Like there's a few shows where just the quality is dipping. And so when you get something that is really strong. It just stands out, and I'm loving it. And yeah, so I'm 5 episodes in. There's been some real, like, I'm always amazed. Like, so by comparison, X-Men 97, you know, I feel like we're all going into that knowing the characters. And so when certain things happen, the emotional things happen, like, for example, in last season with Gambit, things like that. It's emotional, but it's also because you're familiar with the characters. But I'm always caught by surprise when I'm watching something with characters I'm unfamiliar with, where I get the same reaction. And that's how you know it's good. And I'm having that with this, where there was I think episode 4 where it just kind of blindsided me, like, oh, I got to take this seriously. This isn't just a cartoon kind of thing. Yeah, I couldn't recommend it highly enough.
I don't think there's enough people talking about The Ninth Jedi. I really don't. It's really one of those shows that unless you're talking about it, then somebody chimes in and says, "Oh yeah, I'm watching it too," but nobody's really talking about it on podcasts or anything like that, which is a real surprise. And I think you're right, Benji. There's something about this action that feels very much like Hong Kong cinema. You know, it's just really got that sort of high impact theatrical sort of take on it, and there's some you know, and it's a bit like Maul when we saw those lightsaber duels that we were seeing things that we'd never seen before, you know, like having 4 people duel at the same time. You know, some of these scenes out of The Ninth Jedi are just mind-blowing. And I mean, they're able to do it in animation, you know, like you try and sort of replicate that. And we did see a little bit of that in Spider-Man Brand New Day towards the end with the hand fight, which was absolutely wild, and it's probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole entire film. But you know, you try and replicate that on a larger scale. It would be very, very difficult to do, I can imagine. So it is great that we get this in animated format and to enjoy the story. And I'm with you. I'm pacing it out. I'm usually a binger. I'll just watch it from front to back, left to right. But I'm kind of, you know, watching it maybe once a week. I'm up to the 3rd episode at the moment. And I think that, you know, with each episode, there's another reveal that we weren't expecting. I think the enemy is, I think the villain is really sort of, you know, devious in their own right. And I love the idea of what they're doing with kyber crystals. I think that's just an absolutely wild sort of premise for Star Wars. And it would be really nice if they, you know, I hope this is canon. MJ, do you know if it's canon? Like, is it just
it's
just
apparently
a sideline story?
It's not canon. None of the Vision stuff is officially classified as canon, but you know my stance on that. It's, you know, canon's what you make of it in your own imagination. So
and this one feels like it's set so far in the future that, you know, it could be. I feel like that's how they've sort of done it.
I think that's one of the perks. But no, technically it's not canon.
Yeah, okay. What a shame.
Just on the whole thing about, you know, Benji said that he doesn't think that people are talking about it enough. I think that's the whole dropping it all at once model. There's another show that people have been talking about that people think that we're perhaps not talking about as much, which is Batman Caped Crusader on Prime.
Yes.
And I have to say I agree. I've been watching that a few, sort of an episode at a time. I think I'm maybe 4 episodes in, and it's a fantastic show. Like, it's dramatic, it's beautiful, the art direction's stunning. Some of the creative choices they've made with some of the characters that we generally know so well inspired, I think. But the fact that they've dropped it all at once, I think just it either doesn't get onto people's radar or it just falls off it. It doesn't give people an opportunity to do what we're doing and talk about it and hype these things up and give other people a chance to get on board while the thing's still moving. And I think that the Ninth Jedi is a little bit like that as well, which is a shame because it is. It's stunning.
Have you watched Batman Caped Crusader, Benji?
No, I did the first season, and for me, I have a funny relationship with Batman now, where there's just so much that if it's not grabbing me, I'm not that interested. And it does feel very much like, I mean, I love the animated series growing up, and there are episodes I've revisited, but this feels very much like people are making this who grew up, or who love the animated series, and it's more of that. And so if you want more of that, awesome. But I'm just kind of, I don't know, I feel like I've seen it before to an extent, and I don't want to watch something because I feel like I have to. Like, I like to be caught by surprise. Like Spider-Man Noir was one where I thought, I don't need this, and it completely blindsided me, and I loved it. And then X-Men 97 is another one where, speaking of the episode drop model, like, Disney should know better, because that has so much traction, because week by week people were talking about it, and the cliffhangers, and that just not knowing what was coming next. And so then dropping everything at once, you don't get it's the water cooler discussion. Like, it's important.
Yeah.
It's always will be.
Yeah. I've watched all of it now. I've slowly burned through it, and I think this season is probably better than last season. I think they really they're really into the rhythm now. My only concern is that there's been no announcement yet whether they're going to do a season 3 or not. And the cliffhanger for season 2, I really hope that they do a season 3 for. So it'll be very disappointing if they don't. I mean, it's great to see that J.J. Abrams is producing a good show for a change. Because I love J.J. Abrams. I've loved his previous works, and it's no secret that I'm a massive Lost fan. So, to have him sort of producing, a show that's of this caliber, is great. You were talking about X-Men, 97. I mean, that's definitely a show that's, on my priority list. Like, so straight after this, that's what I'm going to be watching. So, it's
the finale tonight, isn't it?
It's finale. Yeah, it's finale. So when the show comes out, which will be Thursday for everybody, it's actually, on right now. Actually, it was launched about an hour and a half ago. So, it'll be definitely on straight after this. But X-Men 97, it's just one of those things. I mean, the only thing that I'd have to say is that, in Marvel Comics, I mean, DC as well, but in Marvel Comics, nobody ever stays dead. It probably would have been nice to see that storyline carry into season 3 as opposed to into season 2. There's a lot going on, and I just felt like the last episode was even as much as I enjoyed it, and I definitely enjoyed that character without spoiling it, sort of coming back. I just felt that maybe, it was kind of just one of those sideline episodes. However, saying that, it does carry the story of Apocalypse. But I just felt that they probably could have done it a different way and reserved that for season 3 as a big one,
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know the full, because the first one felt so perfectly structured, and the build up and that cliffhanger, and then the first 3 episodes of this season was so strong in carrying the story, and then it's just felt like, I don't want to say filler episodes, but just sort of random side adventures ever since. And you guys mentioned it, I think, if not last week, the week before, but it's like, I don't know how they're going to wrap up this story. And they've had the time, but they've just wasted it by doing other side stories. And I know there was controversy with the original showrunner. Despite all that, he seemed to have a very strong vision for what the show was going to be. So him being fired, I wonder if that's caused them to sort of reshuffle things in a way. I don't know how much he was involved with season 2.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. Yeah. MJ?
Yeah. I think that a lot of what they've been doing this season has stemmed from the success that they had from the first season. I think the reason that we've had so many sort of like side stories and characters involved in this is because they seem pretty certain that they're going to be making not just 1 or 2 more series, they're going to be making a whole bunch. And so at the moment they're setting up the pins. And because they know that they're going to, they seem to be confident that they're going to be able to have the time to pursue all of these storylines, and so it's not nearly as simple as the storyline is not nearly as simple as it was in season 1. They're they're definitely setting things up to go on for some time, which I think is great. But it does make for a very busy. I keep sort of giggling to myself while I watch it with all of the different characters. I don't know how people that don't know all these characters on some basic level are keeping up. But as an X-Men fan, I know I'm loving it. So
I'm secretly hoping that X-Force episode was a secret backdoor pilot into an X-Force series.
That has been the best episode of the entire series.
Yeah,
we were squealing about this in text, weren't we? The next day, MJ and I are just
I don't know about squealing.
You were definitely squealing. I definitely was.
You were squealing. I was fangirling.
But look, the good news is that they're well and truly into production of season 3 and 4.
They've shown sequences of it.
Seasons.
I think they were showing sequences of it at Comic-Con.
Yeah, so parts of it. And so we will get that now yearly. So next year, season 3 will be out, and the following year, season 4. I don't think this is going to slow down anytime soon, so long as they keep the momentum they're keeping, which is super exciting.
I am down.
It's a great time to be alive, that's for sure. What else have you been watching, Benji? Anything else other than
that's kind of it. The only thing I watch other than that is just constant repeats of 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, because that's where I get my joy. Just back to back on YouTube. Just love it.
Yeah, nice one. MJ, what have you been watching?
I've been watching the Star Wars, the Ninth Jedi. I watched the first episode of Ted Lasso season 4. I know you haven't watched any of Ted Lasso, Nath, but
no, not yet.
I'm really glad to have that show back.
Are you happy with the new sort of structure with him coaching the female football team?
I'm excited by it. Yeah, it's definitely it's too early to tell really. The first episode sort of just sets up the premise. We don't even meet a lot of the characters that I know we're going to meet sort of down the track. It's basically getting the story back on track. But it was definitely a really charming episode. It had all the same things that we love about Ted Lasso. So yeah, I'm just excited to have it back and eager to see more episodes. Last night we watched the House of the Dragon finale. So that was good fun and as dramatic as you'd expect from a Game of Thrones show. Was it because you were saying that the episode prior to that, so the second last episode was pretty full on. Was this a little bit more toned down, or was it keeping that high of the second last episode? No, it was not toned down.
Okay.
Yeah. No, there's lots of dragons, lots of fire, lots of burning
dragon
flesh.
action.
It was
dragon action.
Lots of dragon action. It was pretty wild. It was a very satisfying episode, and I now hear that we're only getting one more season of House of the Dragon. So this is kind of the precursor to whatever follows next season. So
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that was good fun. The other thing that I watched this week was an old film. I watched Jason and the Argonauts from 1962. Nice. I had never watched it before.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'd never seen it.
Wow.
I only ever seen clips and heard a lot of our sort of favorite creators, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, Guillermo del Toro, everybody talk about how much they revered the work of Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah,
but I'd never actually watched it before, and obviously with the Odyssey coming out, and everybody's still talking about it, and I enjoyed the Odyssey. I decided that it was probably a good time to go and tick that box.
It's wild though that animation, that sort of stop motion animation is crazy cool. Like those skeletons with the swords and shields and
the skeletons in particular. Yeah, like I mean, obviously it's dated, and you can see that it's
sure.
You can definitely see its place in the timeline of special effects history, but geez, it's well done. Especially the skeletons. But I was really quite struck with the metal giant Talos as well, the giant statue. Just the scale that they had attempted, let alone achieved with some of the shots that they had. I thought was just brilliant. So yeah, no, I was smiling the whole time watching that film. Sometimes I was laughing, but for the most part, I was just sort of awestruck and it was. I'm really pleased I did that. I think I might have to watch Troy and 300 again next. I'm going to continue my skirts and sandals rewatch.
Skirts and sandals. You can put that as your letterbox.
I'm always surprised how many people say they didn't love Troy, but I love that film so much.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I was a teenager when it came out, and it's funny. It is kind of anti what I love. I always hate it when they do the "what if it was real" version of a story, because I always want the monsters in the mythology, but I still love that film. Especially the director's cut is incredible too.
It's funny you should bring up Troy because that's rating really well at the moment.
I'm not surprised.
And it didn't get maybe it's one of those films that needed to age for people to appreciate. And it really is rating well. And people are saying, "Oh yeah, I've rewatched Troy because of the Odyssey." And so it's funny how people are jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, we've talked about this on the show before. How people jump on the bandwagon after and say, "Oh yeah, I really like it now," but at the time they didn't enjoy it. So, but it's nice that it's getting a revisit and it's sort of got a little bit of popularity based on the Odyssey.
To be fair though, perceptions change too. Like I mean, sometimes it takes a little while for these things to arrive at a place in our collective lives and consciousness for us to appreciate them. I was thinking earlier today about like Supergirl, and as disappointing as it was that it didn't do better in cinemas, I really, really believe that down the track, people are going to appreciate that film for what it was. And it happens sometimes. Troy, I think, was just at the time that it came out, it was almost too big to succeed. People were always going to be looking for the faults in it, and I remember it fondly. It's been too long since I've seen it to say that I necessarily loved it, but aside from a couple of very isolated scenes, I remember it as being a great film. It's got an amazing cast, really watchable cast. The costumes, the set production, everything is stunning. So I'm actually really looking forward to watching it again.
Yeah, nice. I remember one of the criticisms at the time hearing was sort of amongst my friends at the time, but anyway, was the fact that because at the time Orlando Bloom was, the heartthrob from Lord of the Rings, Legolas, everyone loved him. He was so cool. And so going into Troy and watching him play this sniveling coward of a character, I remember everyone coming out of it just thinking, "Oh, he's the worst now," and that was the takeaway. And just thinking, "Well, yeah, but that's the character. He's an actor."
Well, it means he's doing his job. It means he's doing his job right? So
it's like coming out of the Odyssey.
It's like watching Henry. It's like watching Henry Winkler play anyone other than the Fonz. Like he's never going to seem as cool.
Yeah.
But then you put him in Parks and Rec, and he was awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you put him in, he was in Barry as well. So, you put him in something else. You've just got to, I think you're right, MJ. I think it just depends on your perception at the time, doesn't it?
Who are we talking about? Orlando Bloom?
No.
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler. The Fonz.
I was like, I don't remember Orlando Bloom being in Barry.
Hey, sit on it.
Must have been in the acting class.
Anything for you? Anything else for you? What you've watched this week, MJ?
No, that's about it. Although I didn't watch it, but in terms of stuff that I'm going to watch, I finally got myself a copy of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny on 4K.
Hey, saw that post.
The coaching of our guest Benji, and the anxiety sufferer in me quickly got it out of its packet, put it into the PlayStation, made sure that it all worked. I made sure that the second disc, the DVD of extras worked. But I'm very excited to have that in my collection because, nice. There's some things I don't mind missing out on physical media, but Indiana Jones is not one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. No, absolutely. Good call.
Yeah.
Thanks
for your help with that, Benji.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Nice one. For me, I'm finally getting on the train of the Netflix series Dark.
Wow.
And this is unreal. I'm guessing, MJ, you haven't seen this series, but this is it's a German production.
It sounds a bit dark.
And it really.
Thank you.
But look, this is a great. You're a time travel fan just as much as I am, MJ, and this is fantastic. This is it sort of jumps between three sort of time periods, and set around a small town and a nuclear power plant, and children are going missing and turning up dead, and it's all to do with time travel. This is phenomenal. I've burned through the first season. I've still got 2 more seasons to go, but this is if you're a time travel fan, this is definitely one for the books. They throw all the rules that Back to the Future wrote out the window, and I kind of love that. I kind of love that they're making it their own in this show. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you've watched it, Benji.
No, I felt like I'd want to. Everything about it is right up my alley. It was just that thing about. I think around the time it came out was when Stranger Things was big as well, and it was just sort of, I had the time for one, and then by then 3 seasons had come out, and it's like, all right, I've got to catch up on 3 seasons. But if it's wrapped up, I thank you for reminding me, because I definitely, that is right up my alley. So
it really is. It's like I said, this is something that. And it's something that I normally wouldn't watch with producer Mandy, because time travel is just too much for her, to try and sort of wrap what time, where are they, what are they doing. But I'm actually quite happy to sit there and say, okay, we're in this time. This is this person. This is who they're related to. I'm quite happy to sort of go down that path and do the explanation with her. And so she's happy to watch it, sort of based on that. But yeah, it really is good. It's definitely not family friendly by any means. But it is really great European production. I mean, I love sort of those Norwegian sort of thriller slash, murder mysteries that they sort of, punch out every year. And this is sort of right in that category. Everything's through a very, that the lens that they're using is very sort of sepia and cold, and there's moments in it where that lens sort of gets taken off and it's very bright, and it just really sort of they do filmmaking at its finest. They really know how to capture the emotion through the lens, and so that's something that I'm really enjoying.
Did you ever watch a show called Fortitude by any chance?
That sounds familiar. What was that one?
So that was a Scandinavian show as well, but it had first season anyway had Stanley Tucci. He plays like an American FBI agent that visits this small island, but it's set in this town where it's everything's always frozen. So they find a carcass of a woolly mammoth. And because it hasn't decomposed, this woolly mammoth carcass contains a prehistoric virus that starts infecting the town. And it's causing people to behave in strange ways. And Stanley Tucci gets sent in as this FBI agent to try and figure out what the murders are. It's really the main policeman in it. I can't remember his name, but he was if you remember, in Game of Thrones, the guy that could set his sword on fire. That's all I remember. The little ginger bearded man, and he had the big flaming sword.
His name's Richard Dormer.
Yes,
Richard Dormer. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, his character. I've forgotten his character's name because I'm trying to think of it. But yeah, with the eye patch and the the flaming sword constantly getting reincarnated.
So he plays this like small town detective who's like, it's too much for him to handle. But so the first season is like a one and done. So and then there was a second one which has its own separate mystery. But I recommend it if that's your vibe. If you're watching Dark, that could be a good follow up.
Yeah, that's right up my alley. I mean, it's all. I'm guessing it in the later seasons they had different people, but it had Dennis Quaid and Christopher Eccleston in it. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of really sort of mainstream actors that are in this. So I've written that one down. It's on my list, and I'll definitely check it out once I finish Dark. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other show that I'm revisiting stuff that I haven't watched for a while, but it's on my rotation again, which is the TV series of 12 Monkeys. I'm not sure if either of you have watched this. Another time traveling. Must be on a bit of a time travel binge at the moment, but this is based on the 1996 film of the same name, which had Brad Pitt, Madeline Stowe, and Bruce Willis in it. And then they decided that they were going to do a TV series. It's just popped up on Prime Video, and so I thought that it would be worth to give it another spin. And gee, I love this show. It really is good. It jumps around to all sorts of time periods. It's one of those shows that reminds me a bit like Star Trek when they do away missions, and you really look forward to it when they do an away mission or they do a holodeck mission. And it's kind of one of those shows that when they do like a side quest, so to speak, that it's really fun to watch.
We knew that you were on a time travel thing, by the way, when you mentioned Bros earlier in the episode.
There you go. Actually, I got all that wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway,
does it act as a retelling of the movie, or is it like a
sequel? So it is a retelling of the movie. It's very loyal to the movie itself. And then because the original was written by Terry Gilliam, so for the film, so it is a retelling of the film, and I really like what they've done. I mean, this is a production. The production company behind this are the same ones that did the TV series Nikita, which was based on the film La Femme Nikita. So there's a lot of those actors that are popping up in the 12 Monkeys series. But this goes for I think it's 4 seasons. So it's a lot of fun. I love the idea of different rules for time travel and what that looks like, and trying to fix a future that may not be fixable, and this is what this show's all about. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit older, it's a 2015 production, but it still holds up really well. I'd highly recommend 12 Monkeys, the TV series. You can get it on Prime Video. Not a sponsor, but should be.
They've got the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if we've got nothing else, maybe we'll go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
They're the A-Team. You know their doses of fortune. They're the A-Team. Helping people in need. Pretend that you're Hannibal. Murdoch or Face, or maybe B.A. Baracus. You know which one is the case. Each is sold separately with rifle and gear. If there's trouble to face, you know the A-Team's here. They're the A-Team. The A-Team. Hannibal, Face, Murdoch, and B.A. Baracus. Each is sold separately from Krona Toys.
I had those.
They're the A-Team. Now, there's a little bit of a backstory on this. They didn't have the license to use the actual theme of the A-Team, so they made, like in true 80s fashion,
such a banger.
They just made up their own theme for the A-Team. So
it wasn't bad.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it's catchy. It's an earworm. It's right there.
Yeah,
I'm still singing it in my head.
The proper theme is a hard act to follow.
Yeah. It really is. But anyway,
I still hum it to myself every time I go out to do gardening.
I have a weird thing with the A-Team theme and the Star Wars Cantina theme where whenever I'm humming either one to myself, it leads into the other. So if I'm humming the A-Team theme, it goes into the Cantina theme and vice versa.
Yeah.
And I don't know
why. That's interesting. I like that.
I can't say that's ever happened to me, but I can see that.
Will now.
Yeah, absolutely. I
yeah, it will now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Benji.
Well, tell us, do you have a theme that you constantly hum? If it's a TV theme or a cartoon or maybe a movie, we'd love to know about it. Hit us up on the socials on a Pulp Culture Pod. All
Coming
right,
soon to our new segment, the Earworm Files with Nate.
Oh, what? What we should really do is let's get into the aisle.
Such a grand theme for sitting around reading stuff.
Says you who listens to music while you read. So
yeah, but not like that.
I don't know how you do it. I can't do it. I'm in the zone. I just have to be total silence and be in my own head when I'm reading. So
you've got to keep it simple.
More power to you. I was actually complimenting you. I'm going to take that back now.
I wasn't saying anything negative. I'm just observing.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great, good on you, Benji. What have you been reading this week?
So I didn't have any new comics last week. So, and then upon getting the invite to this, I thought what's something I could prepare. So I thought I would find the 40th issue to a series I've read and loved, or maybe didn't even love, but I was going through my bookshelf because I don't generally hang on to my singles. I keep myself to a minimum boxes. So I've got a lot of trades, and I was looking at all the series I have that have made it to 40 issues. And I even set the rule because there was a few that I was hoping to read, but they didn't technically make it to issue 40. They, legacy numbering maybe, but as long as it had a 40 on the cover, it counted.
Yeah, right.
And thankfully, one of my favorite series of all time went well past 40, and that was Ultimate Spider-Man by Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley.
Nice.
This isn't my copy of issue 40. I borrowed it off Larry Boxall. He kindly lent it to me. I read the trade.
Shout out to Larry. We want, Larry, we know you listen to the show.
Baby.
Larry, we've asked Larry to, we wanted to do a segment called Letters from Larry. We wanted Larry to write into the show like you would be writing into one of the comic columns or magazine columns. So, Larry, if you're listening, we're still waiting for that letter.
Yes.
We would love to have a letter from Larry to read out on the show. So,
we need it to replace the weird files.
Oh,
any podcast with Larry involved has to be an After Dark episode.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm down.
We're down for that. That could be a spin-off, right?
Yeah.
So the five of us together, that could be dangerous. So anyway, so you've been
PCP Vertigo.
Yeah.
PCP Black Label.
Pulp Culture Max.
Absolute Pulp Culture. Oh, I like it.
There you go. So tell us about this issue, Benji.
Yeah, so I mean, this is one of the first comic I ever bought out of my money was Ultimate Spider-Man issue 14. It's a special book to my heart. I've reread the entire run from 1 through to right when it ended for Secret Wars, maybe 7 or 8 times. I love it so much. It keeps aging so well. And funnily enough, talking about soundtrack, like I have a very specific playlist that I have for this book. Because it's such a teenage drama and it captures that sort of time of your life so well. The playlist is all that sort of music that I loved at that age of Peter Parker and really adds a tone to it.
So it's the Twilight soundtrack?
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, but like
not entirely.
No,
not entirely. Some of it's got the Vampire Diaries in it. All right.
No, so it's a lot of So what was I listening to in high school? So it was a lot of the Ramones, the Shins, Band of Horses. And funnily enough, a lot of music that just fits that sort of like, I don't want to say romantic comedy, but just that like coming of age story tone. And Anyway, so
Perfect.
it was fun because I haven't reread this series in maybe 3 or 4 since middle of lockdown, I think. So it was fun to just pick up a random issue, read it out of context, and the movie as well. It was actually a perfect issue to jump into. So this comes off the back of Peter and MJ breaking up. So there's a whole lot of things that happened, and MJ is just like, I can't handle the danger anymore. I'm too scared that I'm gonna find out one night you're dead, and she breaks up with Peter. And so this whole issue is just set in the classroom. Peter and MJ passing notes to each other. That then there's this great scene where the teacher grabs the note and then reads it out to the class, embarrassing them, and it's just like all their romance drama. And on the side of that, there's a bit of Spider-Man action, but I don't know how familiar you guys are with Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man, but he's always got like sort of the one suit that he has to keep repairing, and MJ is always the one that does like the sewing repairs on it. Things like they've broken up. He's stuck with having to wear like this turtleneck sweater to make up for his damaged Spider-Man suit. So he's got this awkward costume. It's just so perfectly, just that. I've always, I love the Tom Holland movies, but I think my favorite thing about this newest one is the back to basics. No nanotech suit, just the homemade sort of situation, and this sort of follows on from that. But there's also the introduction of mutants in this issue. So he goes to a house party to get away from it all with his friends, and then MJ shows up. There's a lot of drama, and then suddenly there's this new kid in town who's joined the school, and he's got mutant powers, and it sort of ends on this cliffhanger, which ties into Brand New Day in its own way. I don't know how far into spoilers we want to get, but it was such a fun issue to read out of context. It sort of made, I've been talking about it with the guys at All Star, like it made me remember anyone's comic can be someone's first comic, and you don't have to know everything. And this was, I know if I pick this up off the shelf, it gives me enough context to know what I need that's going on, and it hooks me in for the rest. And now I can't wait to go back to the start and reread it for the 50th time.
I think that's what I really liked about that run is that how grounded it is. Like he really is a grounded superhero with real problems and real thoughts and feelings about those problems, and how do you deal? I mean, and it might sound trivial, but for a superhero, your costume's important. So how do you look your best when you're going up against all these villains all the time, and you don't have the cash to be able to continue to improve on that? So I mean, I loved that whole idea of what does that look like, and who's going to help me, and how's that going to support me? I mean, you look at something like Invincible, and they just go to a guy, and the guy makes it for them, right? So that they've got it. They know a guy, as they say. So whereas Spidey doesn't. He's on his own, and he's working it out, and he's got MJ. And now that he doesn't have MJ in the mix, well, what does he actually do? How does he do it? I mean, when that comic came out, they didn't have 3D printers. So like they do in this film. But you're right. I really dig that. I mean, that's actually, you've inspired me to go and read the series again, because I really loved it too.
Yeah, and there's a great scene in it too. So in the lead up to Brand New Day, I rewatched Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 because I love 2. I rewatch it regularly, but 1 is not one I go back to a lot because if I'm going to rewatch a Spider-Man origin movie, I tend to go to the Raimi one. So there's this great scene in that. I don't know if you remember. It's right after Uncle Ben dies, and Peter's at school, and Flash Thompson comes up to him to try and just be like, hey man, like, you okay? And Peter's just like not having a bar of it. And he's like, you're my bully. He just cracks it. He's like, not today, Flash. And Flash is like just trying to be like, no man. I'm like, and Peter grabs him and like throws him up against the lockers, and he's like, see, it feels good, doesn't it? This is really like great little moment. And there's a similar one in this. It's not the same context, obviously, because Uncle Ben hasn't just died, but Flash is trying to approach Peter just to have a bit of a heart-to-heart about something, and Peter's just not in the mood. And it sets up for something that comes later, but it's just this great little, like, so many of the characters in this run that I love it so much. they get their time. Like even Con Keenan, like he's just this random goofy character, and he's the only one in the entire series who figures out Peter is Spider-Man, and he keeps it to himself. And it's just this little side plot where he's just like, he figures it out and he's like, I'm going to keep that to myself. And all these little side characters just get, it's almost like a TV series where they just get their little moment, and Flash is one of those characters where he could just be a generic bully, but they play it out like they're all people, they're all dealing with stuff. And yeah, this has a few good moments like that. So yeah, it was, what started off as just a 40th episode gimmick just led to this whole sort of like, oh, what a great read, what a perfect choice for this episode, you know, for the movie coming out and all that. So I was really happy with that.
Love that.
Nice. MJ, what have you been reading?
I took up Benji's challenge to read a 40th issue of something. Did you, Nath?
I did.
Oh, good.
I did.
All right, well, awesome. I'll keep going. I'll keep going with mine then.
Well, we committed.
Yeah, I wasn't. You should be. I wasn't sure what which series to pick up, so I just went back to my usual for these sorts of things, and I went. No, I went back to the New Teen Titans. And I didn't get out my single. No, not at all. I didn't get out my single issue, but I do have the single issue of this one. But I just got out my trades. So this is volume 6 of the New Teen Titans. Issue 40. I was curious to see exactly which issue that was, because I've read all of these many, many times, but I did reread it again today. Issue 40 is an iconic Brother Blood cover by George Perez. And yeah, it's as the cover suggests, it's a very core Brother Blood story. I was very pleased that even though it's issue number 40, it's still got great art from George Perez, who is my favorite of all time. It's got some great character development with Brother Blood and surrounding characters like Mother Mayhem, but also with the Titans themselves. The issue spends quite a bit of time with Beast Boy and Terra, who at that stage is still a fairly fresh member of the team. There's some great stuff with Dick Grayson undercover trying to infiltrate Brother Blood's cult. And yeah, it all ends on a quite large cliffhanger that leads into a fairly significant arc of Brother Blood stories that they draw quite heavily on for the Titans TV series as well. It was fun to revisit that. That was my 40th issue that I went for. I've read a whole lot of other stuff this week as well, but for the moment, I'll just leave it at that. And I'm curious to see what it was that you went for, Nath.
Well, I mean, I'm a G.I. Joe fan, and G.I. Joe's been going for such a long time. It was a no-brainer for me. So I picked up a copy of grabbed my digital copy of this one as I hide Benji's face. It's G.I. Joe issue 40. This is a banger. There's so much to love about this issue. Not only is it written by Larry Hama, but the penciling's done by Joe Wiggum. Rod Wiggum. It's not Ralph Wiggum. It's Rod Wiggum. Keeping in true fashion with the Simpsons. He's done a lot of G.I. Joe over the years. But he also did like Ghost Rider and Conan and stuff like that. So he really does understand the anatomy and how it all works. And what I love about this issue is this is the first appearance of Shipwreck. So for those that are reading the current G.I. Joe series or have seen the cartoons or you wouldn't have seen them in the movies. But Shipwreck is probably one of the main characters of the G.I. Joe roster.
Is that him? Is that him on the front cover, Nath?
No, that's Roebuck. So I'll go back and we'll cover Benji up again there.
Of course.
That's Roebuck on the front there. Super dynamic cover too by Mike Zeke. You might recognize that name because he did like Masters of Kung Fu. He did Secret Wars, The Punisher, all that sort of stuff. So he's really they got some really cool cover artists back in the day on these books. This book came out in 1985, I remember it being, which was super cool. They're in a situation where they're in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're just on another mission. It all goes pear-shaped, and Cobra have brought out their hydrofoil, or the moray as they call it. It's actually the issue is actually called the hydrofoil, but they had to give it a name, because if they didn't give it a name, then they couldn't sell a toy. And you'll actually a little bit of fun fact is that in the cartoons and also in the comics, you'll notice that they always refer to their vehicles. It's not like quick get in the car or quick get in the plane. They'll refer to it as their actual toy name. And that's all done on purpose to sell more toys. So, when they're on the USS Flag, they will mention the USS Flag as much as they possibly can, which is the aircraft carrier. So but this is a great issue, great introduction of a main staple character that everybody knows and loves, which is Shipwreck. That's it for me, which was G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 40 from Marvel Comics. So there you go. Yeah.
Good.
All right. I think we're all ironed out. So maybe we'll have our last commercial break, and then we'll be back.
Traveler, welcome to the promenade. Humble quark at your service. Behold, Star Trek Deep Space Nine action figures. Commander Benjamin Sisko, he helps me run the station. And Security Chief Odo, very strict and sneaky for someone so honest. Here's Lieutenant Dax, and Chief O'Brien, and Major Kira Nerys. I happen to know she's crazy about me. Wonderful, aren't they? Especially this one. So handsome. Pains me to part with it, but if you pay me now... security. What a pleasant surprise.
Oh,
I've never seen that ad.
I know, neither have I. I thought that was awesome.
Great looking figures, great face sculpts.
Yeah, I don't ever recall seeing Deep Space Nine figures. I collected the Next Generation ones when they released. I think they were Playmates actually that released that series. But yeah, I never saw the Deep Space Nine ones, which I kind of, when I saw the ad, I was like, oh, I really like that. I want to get the Deep Space Nine figures now.
It's never too late, Nath, after the next toy fair.
Oh, look, if it's anything like the toy fairs that we've been seeing, I mean, for sure, I'd be down for that. So it was good though anyway to see Armin Shimmerman doing his doing Quark so well, and in character too, right? So which is awesome. Did you ever watch Deep Space Nine, Benji?
No, I only I didn't even watch Generations. I was just following anytime there was a movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So yeah, First Contact, Generations, Nemesis, I think was the last one I saw. Yep.
Yeah, Nemesis wasn't that was sort of on the spiral down, I think. After Nemesis, they kind of said, we won't do any movies anymore, and but yeah, I think I saw Generations in the cinema. I think I saw it 3 times. I think we went and saw it, MJ.
Yeah, we probably did.
I'm pretty sure we did. So
we saw it. Checks out.
The timeline checks out. All right. Well, we're running into the end of our show. Have you got any segments that you wanted to bring up, MJ, other than the shout?
No, I think if we can do the shout, then that's probably me for the week.
All right. Let's get into the shout. Just when you're getting excited about it, it finishes just like the shout. All right. What do you got for us in the shout, MJ?
Wanting more. Well, I just wanted to give a shout to the next big signing at All-Star Comics and at others. On Saturday, the 22nd of August from 12 p.m., All-Stars got Tom Taylor and John Somariva signing copies of their new Neverlanders 2, which is just released, I think, today in the US and maybe tomorrow locally. But yeah, they're going to be doing a signing at All-Star, but also at other locations around Australia. They're doing like an East Coast book launch and signing tour. So just briefly, they're starting at All-Star on Saturday, the 22nd of August from 12 p.m. And then the next day, Sunday, they're going to be in Canberra at Impact Comics from 2 p.m. Signing copies. And then the following weekend, on the Saturday, they're at King's Comics in Sydney from 11 a.m. And then on Sunday the 30th, the day after, they're in Brisbane at Comics Etc. From 11 a.m. So no doubt all of those events are going to be huge. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure we covered those because I'm sure they'll all be big days.
Yeah, and I hear there's a bit of a heated rivalry going on between Impact Comics and All-Star Comics.
There is, yeah. There's a sales challenge been laid down by I think All-Star started it, and Impact picked up the gauntlet. Am I mixing my metaphors there? No, I think I got it right. So Impact in Canberra and All-Star in Melbourne have got a sales challenge going. So let's see who loves Tom and John more.
Can I just make a prediction here? I would be pegging that this will be just as big as Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, I suspect it's going to be rather large.
I think it's going to be a big day. Long lines, I think, long hour, long waiting time.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd say so. But a bit like Free Comic Book Day, I think everybody will be waiting, surrounded by other enthusiastic fans, and hopefully the energy of that will get everybody through. But it's really exciting. I think we're all looking forward to seeing what Tom and John have produced as for Neverlanders 2. But there's a lot of hype around Tom's other work as well. With this recent resurgence in enthusiasm for comics, I think that particularly being a local writer and artist, I think that Tom and John's stuff is in high demand. So there's going to be lots of new fans and old wanting to meet them and say thank you for all the work that they do. So it's. Are
you working that day?
I'm not. I'm still undecided about whether I'm going to drop in. I probably will rock up and just see.
I'll be going so we can go together if you want. So.
Yeah, I suspect that I'll probably get there and end up being swung into service because it'll be so busy that they'll need all hands on deck. But
I'll get you a disguise. All right, I'll get you one of those Groucho Marx glasses and nose with mustache.
Nah, me. I'm always happy to help. I'm always happy to help. I'm always happy to jump. Yeah, and I was raised by Superman. When there's a need, I jump into action.
Well, last time I was there, I was working for All Star, and I'm not even on the payroll. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah. No, you did an excellent job. People are still talking about it. Trust me.
I bet they are. They're saying, "Where's Nath? Bring him back." Bring him back. Benji, what have you got to shout about?
I guess myself.
Oh, good on you. That's the way. Good job.
Do it.
If you don't do it, nobody's going to do it, right? So.
Well, I guess it goes hand in hand with Make Festival coming up in October, which I'm just eagerly anticipating, and I'll be devastated once it's over. But I'm putting out a new... I wasn't planning on doing this, but I can't sit still, and putting out one new book wasn't enough. So I'll try to keep it brief, but basically in 2022, I put out a comic called The Flower, which I handmade, printed, and was selling at like the back issue fairs, things like that. I sold a couple at All Star, but it was just not one I really put any weight behind. And then by the time I did Dead Sheet, did the Kickstarter, it just kind of was always that sort of stepchild of a book that I didn't pay attention to. But it weirdly kept getting some traction digitally on Global Comics. I'd every now and then get a notification of comments, people added to their collection. I was like, okay, but with every Kickstarter, it was a new book. I never felt right doing a Kickstarter for an old book. But yeah, so having this little quiet period before Make, I decided to finally give it the printed edition. So I'll give you a look. So this was the first physical single issue I ever did of it, handmade. Look at that. So these were just like, I tried to do them like Euro format by like, size comparison. Can we see?
Yeah.
So, anyway, so I did those, and then I did a small print run of speaking of digest size, a little baby boy, like this size when I got Dead Sheet printed. I only ever had 50 of these, but I always wanted it to be a big magazine format because it was inspired by Heavy Metal magazine that I was reading a lot during lockdown, so I wanted it to have that. And then discovering Jeffrey's Printing, who have that classic book print, newsprint sort of style paper, that pulpy paper. So I'm finally getting that printed, and I'll be releasing that on the day at Make. But pre-orders are available, so I didn't want to do a Kickstarter because it feels too soon. People get sick of me. So it is available for pre-order, which means that sort of does help pay for the production. So if you just jump on my Instagram, which you can see here, it's in my saved post. And if you want to pick it up on the day, there's a coupon code, so you don't have to pay for shipping. And I might also have a couple copies of this available.
Oh.
I don't know where I keep finding them. They just keep popping up,
Yeah, I just found quite a number of issues of Hard Boiled again. So
nice.
I was just going through a box. I'm like, where did they come from? I thought I'd sold out of them all, but yeah, I just found a couple more. So maybe I can put some on a mate table. So during that, but yeah, great. That's great, Benji. And one thing I really love about your work is the not only is it that your creativity for story telling, both visually and on the page for text, but also the creativity that you take to actually put the book together. There's not a lot of people that actually take that time to explore what the page is going to be like and what the cover is going to be and what type of paper you're going to use and stuff. And I think that all goes part and parcel with what makes you as a creative artist really unique and special. And I think that it feels, for me personally, and this is not any guff. This is just a person that appreciates your work. Is that it feels like a piece of art, and it feels really special when we get a new book from you, because it's not going to be the same. It's not churning out the same thing. Your books are all different from each other. Even the ones that you might do in sequential is still feeling that it's got a different flavor to it. And so I think that's a real credit to the work that you produce.
Yeah. Thank you.
I second it as well. Benji, you clearly value the comic art form as a physical one, and that's one of the things that I like about your books, is that you clearly value them as objects, And that's one of the things that I like about comics as well, is that they're a physical object in your hands. And I've loved everything that you've produced so far, and I've already placed my order for the flower. I'm really looking forward to getting my. I could have, but I wanted to go whole hog because that's how I do things. But I'm really looking forward to getting a hold of it and reviewing it on the show. And I managed to get the last copy of the other book that you mentioned a few moments ago. That's the one off the shelves at All Star 2. So I'll be reviewing that in coming weeks.
Your unofficial Colleen Wing series.
It's weird that they there's a writer with my name that did this book. I don't know. It's a coincidence. I'm
surprised you haven't got a cease and desist letter from Marvel yet on that one.
Well, it goes by donation, not by sales. So
that's right.
I love it.
But it's that thing with comics, right? Like, I don't know. It's a whole experience. Like, going to back issue fairs is part of the experience. The smell, like the ink on your fingers, like it's part of the experience. And I just love that. I love the idea that it's why I love getting a couple of these books done on that sort of newsprint paper, is that one day it's going to smell like an old comic book. And I love that because, it's never going to smell like that at the start, but one day it will. So I always try to find a new way to sort of, that's why, The Unknown Road, I did the hardcover because that was a very specific physical experience. And this one is going back to that sort of old pulpy, newspapery comic style one. So yeah, that'll be.
Hey, here's an idea. Here's a product idea. Tell me what you think, MJ. Just while I was listening to Benji, wax lyrically about paper. What about a cologne series, like a golden age comic cologne? So it smells like the paper from the golden age comics, and then you could have a silver age, and then
there is a
bronze
candle for used books, like secondhand books.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So surely some weirdos made one for comics, and bless them.
There you go. See? What do you
things
think
that some people will do to avoid having to open a book.
Make Comics Festival October 11th, Sunday, which is the sale day. The Saturday is the sort of community day.
And then we've got the live readings on the Friday, don't we?
That's right. Yeah.
So and well done to the team. They're doing a really good job of promoting it. We're really excited. We'll be there, checking it out and promoting it up until the day. So, make sure you.
Sorry, just one more thing, if I can say quickly, because I've had a few people. I know a few people giving themselves the challenge of they've signed up for a table without having actually completed their comic yet. And I've had one message so far asking for advice on printing. So this is an open invitation. If people out there are trying to get their book put together, I don't feel right ever giving advice about art or writing, but when it comes to production, I've been through the worst and best of it. So if you need any advice on printing within Australia, within the time frame you need before make, honestly, don't hesitate to message me and I can give you some tips. I can even show you some paper samples, all of that. I'm happy to help.
And you can contact Benji anytime on 043. Sorry.
Curious what the fourth number would have been. See if you can get there.
Oh, well, it's potluck after that. So anyway.
So for me, Nath can only count so high. So
1, 2, 3. But for me, the one thing that I really want to shout about is Axel issue number 1. We've talked about this before, which is from Carmelo. I'm not even going to try and pronounce Carmelo's surname because I will definitely 100% butcher it. MJ also, you bet, butchered it last time. His Kickstarter campaign is now up and running with only a week to go. You can't miss out on this. This is, if you're a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then this one's definitely going to be up your alley. It's about a human-sized axolotl and how he's on the run from the government And he actually describes that his influence is Weapon X meets TMNT. So if you're into a sci-fi comic like that and you love Carmelo's work, then I would highly recommend you jump on the socials and look up Carmelo, and Axel is issue number 1 on Kickstarter. You'll be able to find it there.
It looks like fun.
Yep, I've backed it. So as soon as I get that copy in my hands, I'll be reviewing it on the show. And we plan to have. What's that?
Have you pre-ordered your copy of The Flower yet, though?
No, I have not pre-ordered my copy of The Flower yet. I have not. Thanks for putting me on the spot in front of our guest. I really appreciate that.
You're a digital reader anyway, so that's okay.
I am a digital reader, but that's okay. Like, it doesn't mean that I don't get
fix that
media. Yeah, he is. He's slowly pushing it into my veins. So
I'll drag you back to the dark ages if it's the last thing I do.
From that 80s song, he's my pusher. So, anyway, but
another modern reference.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you've got something that you'd like us to shout about, what's that?
I'm glad Benji said it because I was just about to.
Oh, I'm getting comfortable.
Yeah, and that's
I like it.
Yeah, but if you've got something you'd like to shout about, definitely hit us up on the socials. We'd love to talk about an expo or a con. If you've got a comic or you're a band or anything that you'd like us to shout about, we'd love to know about it. You can hit us up on our socials under Pulp Culture Pod, or you can call Benji direct on 043. Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to mention that number again. But yeah. Anyway, guess what? Gone. It's that time of the day when the gong goes, and MJ loves it so much.
That's a great explanation. Thank you, Nath.
Yep, absolutely. But Benji, we're grateful to have you on the show with us. Thanks for being the number 1 ticket holder of the Pulp Nation and keeping us honest, and your interaction with us on a weekly basis. We value your work, and we look forward to having you back on the show again. If you think Benji should come on as a regular guest, then you can let us know, or you can call him directly on 043.
I will just say quickly, I've listened to a lot of podcasts over the years, and recently I've cut back on so many, and this is one of the only ones I still listen to. So it's a lot of fun. I think it goes hand in hand. A lot of them were getting more and more negative, whereas you guys remain positive. So it's always a joy to listen to you guys every week. So thanks for having me on.
It's always a glass half full, Benji.
And I bring the half empty.
And then it's full after that. So it's all good.
Thanks for saying that, and thanks for your support. And just to keep to keep things negative, we'll do a poll to see who Benji should replace. And I bet MJ will be using all his different accounts, going Nath. I've only got 2.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
I've got 3, so that helps.
I'm sure you'll be positioning family members as well.
Yeah, you're as good as gone, Nath.
I'm sure that one will go viral like Granny did, right? So we'll
That'd
see.
be fun.
Yeah, okay. All right, good one. Well, anyway, stay tuned next week when you'll hear MJ say,
"Someone get these beggars out of here."
Oh, good one. I like that one. Thanks, everybody. Stay fresh. Thanks, Benji. Thanks, MJ.
Thanks, Benji.
Like what you're hearing? Tell your friends. Follow us on socials at Pulp Culture Pod. And if you're feeling generous, drop us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform.